What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Adam here on the left playing Blue Baby, and we have Tekin here on the right playing Kefla Surge. So just before we get started into the gameplay video, I want to give you a huge shout out to our sponsor, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And for all the people in Australia and New Zealand, check out their auction page on Facebook as well. Now, Adam is determined to make sure the dream of Baby does not die, right? The deck is still great, I feel like, in a best of one format. You just really need to learn how to play it, I guess, differently than what it used to be. It's not so much negate literally everything like you used to, but what you need to do is, I guess, negate, have little combos going, so make sure you can kind of stifle the opponent as much as possible. It's still a very good control deck, right? And there's always something you can do. Boo Unison, as we can see there, is a very, very powerful card. Another great card, of course, is Oceanus as well in this deck. So it kind of becomes a little bit more of a mill deck in a way. And the other thing, and I'm not too sure if he's running it in this currently, but I don't know if you guys have seen any of the other videos, but he was running the blue-red freezer as well, which milled on the swing too. So he kind of made it more of a mill deck, and it was something different and really interesting. It wasn't just negating everything. You did actually get a little bit of a play when you're the opponent, but he's going to swing in here. So Tekin is playing for free, the Kale, swinging inward leader. And then just putting pressure through as much as possible, right? That's all he's trying to do. We are going to charge one of our Boo Unisons. Playing out... Oh, actually, sorry. Using the effect of Piccolo and Gohan, bottom decking that card. As I said, it's still a very good control deck, and that was something the Baby used to run before. I think a lot of lists stopped playing it, but I still feel like it's such a great card just to run, right? Just to get it, just a clear board, do the control that you need to. Looks like we're going to play into Magetta for free, drawing a card here, swinging into leader, and I believe it's a 15k. Tekin really trying to put the pressure on while we can, right? Adam taking these hits as well quite comfortably, obviously not having negates that he wants to play in hand, which is fair enough. We are going to pay 2 energy for our Goku Black, which means we can draw 2 at the end of the turn, discard 1, and then untap an energy as well, which is pretty nice for Tekin here. So as I said before on our previous video, this is one of the decks, it doesn't really draw a hell of a lot. Unfortunately, it does have your big surge, but you need to kind of keep that up as much as possible throughout the course of the game. Otherwise, the opponent kind of just wears your hand down a little bit too much. So we are, it looks like, going to swing in, revenge big bag attack, negate, untap, draw a card, and we don't have any cards on board with counter, so it's quite nice. So we are drawing our 2 and discarding 1. I can't remember, maybe it doesn't untap an energy, maybe I was wrong. I haven't played this Goku Black in a long time either, so I'm seeing lots of cards I haven't seen in such a long time. I can't recall what they do exactly. I know it draws 2 for sure and then discards 1, and I think maybe that's the only effect it has. If I was Tekin, probably holding onto those Goku Blacks would be the right play. So just holding on to things that are going to draw you cards. So everything you play draws more. That is the correct choice to put in the drop area, right? And it does untap an energy, yes. So it does. It draws 2, untaps 1, and discards 1. So it has quite a lot of effects. Adam Awakening here, going for a bit of the aggressive route, I guess. He does have to either mill his opponent out or kill his opponent, right? So there's always those options for him. But he's got quite a large hand, so very comfortably taking those damages earlier. Built up that hand a hell of a lot. So now we've got access to 3 energy. We have potentially 2 energy for a draw ape, and we can start putting some pressure on here. Now, I guess the big thing with all of these body counters, right, is that all of them have free 5k combo. So the way you look at it is it's pretty much a lot of people are swinging in with 15k. So if they're not comboing on it, you attack negate the first one and then combo on the second one, right, to, I guess, clear your board again to be able to negate once again. Or if you feel like the board's getting too big, that's when you can comfortably go for your own Oceanus or something like that. Now, we haven't seen any freezers, so maybe it's been taken out. And we haven't seen any Rebirth of Justice either. So there's that potential they have been taken out. So Tekin going for his draw ape, drawing 2. Going to Awaken Surge here. So I feel like it's probably a little bit too early here to Awaken Surge. I don't think we need to just yet, right? I think it's probably okay to hold on to our Awaken Surge till a little bit later, just so I guess we can keep our aggression on with playing our free 2-drops. And I think that's kind of important in this deck, is playing out these free 2-drops that are going to get us value, and then be able to, I guess, try to evolve on some of them if we're running that chain. But it looks like what we're going to do here is we're going to go for our Vegeta Ready to Rumble. Now, it's minus by 1 because we don't have any counter cards in play. And what Tekken would have to do is lose an energy if he wishes to attack. And then he's also a blocker too. So it's probably not the best choice to start swinging in. I think we just pass the turn here. And that's why things like Draw Apes are quite good against this deck, because you can just get some inherent value. Or cards that you're able to just play out to, I guess, remove things or get value or something like that is kind of what you need against Baby where possible, because you're knowing that these floodgates are more than likely going to hit the board and try to slow down the game in their favor. Whereas if you can get something to kind of stifle that from happening, or either get something that gets value without having to attack or do something else, it's quite nice. So, passing turn back over to Adam. Charging up to 4. Now, more than likely, we go into our Boo Unison this turn. He may decide not to, keeping more energy up for like counters and things like that, potentially, right? But I think we'll probably just go straight for the Boo Unison. This card is just absolute powerhouse. I would say probably one of the best Unisons in the game right now. Very, very powerful. Just being able to have 20k double strike, draws a card, untaps an energy in the turn, and able to bottom deck when the opponent attacks with a battle card. All amazing effects, right? And the fact that it's a 20k as well kind of makes it a little bit hard to kill too, unless you're a deck that inherently runs a lot of 20k attackers, much like your Bojacks and things like that. So, swinging in, it looks like with leader here, there may be the decision to combo off this Vegeta, potentially, right? But it looks like Tekken is going to respond with a Flying Nimbus instead, right? Which, it's probably not that valuable. I think I probably would have held it. I think it would have been better to negate this double strike attack here instead, unless he really is happy just taking the double strike, which it's not too bad because then he'll be down at 4 as well. I'm not too sure if he's just running Zamasu super combos, which he may be. But if we are running things like Vegeta or something like that, you could get your super combos live. So I think Tegan's thinking about it, whether he wants to combo out or not. I think we just take the double strike in this instant. We're going to be using a few too many cards from hand. Adam just passing turn here, untapping Boo, untapping an energy. So yeah, it's just, the card is absolutely incredible. It has so much text on it. All of them do amazing things in their own right. Now, obviously, with the change of Galactic Buster not being able to be splashable on every blue deck, I guess it's not as crazy strong, because what it used to do is you'd untap your 1 energy, have access to a Bojack then with a Galactic Buster, because there's your 2 energy, which is pretty nice. It looks like we're going to use the effect of the leader, bottom decking that Vegeta, so the block is no longer live. And again, now that we've done that, Adam has access back to his field card, right? So Revenge Big Bang Attack is now live, and he can untap a bit more energy. So it looks like we're going to go into the dogs. So another great blue-yellow card. And again, just things that he can kind of put aggression on with too. So Tekken will be able to kind of start swinging these in. And unfortunately, it's probably going to have to do the bait of swinging into Boo Unison. And then more than likely, it's going to just get bottom decked, right? Because it doesn't have barrier. But it kind of baits that out a little bit, right? It loses a marker. And now what we need to do is we need to keep the aggression into Boo Unison to try to clear it off the board as soon as possible. Now that that skill has completely gone, if you have cards that you can just start swinging into it. Again, as I said, Adam does have access now, though, to Revenge Big Bang Attack, because we no longer have a counter card on the board just there. So we'll see what he decides to do. More than likely, he's going to try to defend this Boo as much as possible. So swinging into Boo Unison. Going to try to put some pressure on, but we are going to Revenge Big Bang Attack. untapping energy, drawing a card. As I said, having access to that, quite nice. Being able to untap 2. I'm going to swing in with another battle card. Now, we do have access to Dimension Magic as well. So there's potential we go for the Dimension Magic. And then if we have like a Floodgate negate like Gohan, we could do that. Or he could decide even here to hit the Oceanus because he's got 2 energy available. Could go for the Oceanus just here, right? So then if Tekken wants to keep swinging into his Boo Unison, he's going to have to start milling, which is a little bit scary. Or he goes Revenge Big Bang Attack. Very strong card once again. So just keeping that hand parity really high in the baby deck by being able to use these Revenge Big Bang Attacks and things like that, right? It's very, very valuable. And I guess it just serves playing a long game, which Blue already likes to play a long game. Baby just inherently does that too, right? Just with the amount of negates and things that it does have access to. So it looks like we're going to hit the Oceanus just here on this swing, having access to it. And then we've still got 1 energy available just here. Yeah, so we are swinging in, and we're going to mill 4. So Tekken really going for it. Now, we do have access, once again, to blockers, if we wish, right? So we have access to the Oceanus blocker, we have access to the Boo. I'm assuming this is going into Boo, but you may as well just block that attack. Oceanus has done its job. Once it's hit the board, and if it's milled something, and then it blocks as well, it's absolutely phenomenal, right? It's definitely done its job. So we are going to Bean untapping a blue yellow, it looks like here. That card is definitely dead at this point, right? We're going to pay 2 energy for it, for our Goku Black. And then we get to, at the end of the turn, draw our 2 cards. Discard 1, untap 1 once again. Seeing if we have any response, which I don't believe we would have any response. Looks like we are going to respond. Okay, so he really doesn't want those draws going. Because I would say if he is going for the mill route, I think you let your opponent do your draw too. I think that's fine with you. If we're going for the mill, they start drawing a few more cards. And you've got Boo Unison on board. You're going to be pretty protected. And now the thing is once it's done this turn, right? That first turn where Boo comes down, if you now have like your Floodgate negates, like your Oceanus, like your Gohan, like your Vegeta, I feel like you're pretty safe sitting behind that Boo now, and you're going to feel pretty protected with it as well. So we're charging a Chilled Army Reinforcement, drawing a card off the Boo Unison, more than likely swinging in first. With Leader, as I said, he's not really going to do too much here. We're just going to try to force some damage in to this Leader where we can, and force some cards out of the opponent's hand, because they're not going to really get through too much in this next turn, because once again he's got quite a few cards in hand. Now the other thing that's surprising to me is that Adam didn't let that card hit the board, because then what we would have drawn to discard 1, untap 1, but then he would have 4 cards on the board, which then would have meant he could have Kami'd, and I can see Kami in hand as well, and it's cleared that entire board, right? And if Tekken did decide to swing with that Goku Black as well, which he maybe would have gone for, he would have also milled another 4, which again, if the mill out is the win con here, and that's what we're going for, it kind of makes it pretty scary for him. So we are going to grab our Vegeta ready to rumble. So this Boo and everything else is going to be very protected going into this next turn, right? I think Gohan at a certain point is the most detrimental, and then at a certain point Vegeta is the most detrimental, right? Once you get at a higher energy total, if you can just pay all your energy and then start swinging through, losing energy isn't the end of the world. So we are going to, I'm assuming, negate here. Looks like we're going to Flying Nimbus. I wouldn't discard. I don't think it's worth it. At this point, I think Adam will just want to leave this energy up, right? So we're just going to go for a regular negate, no discard, and then Adam will probably leave energy up for his Vegeta ready to rumble, unless he has something to play for like 2 energy, which I don't believe he does right now. But then he also has access to like your Dimension Magics and everything like that too. So maybe we do. Paying 4, looks like here. Going for a Boonie, so I didn't even see that in hand. Look at that. So going for the Boonie, so really trying to put this aggression on. Now I like this. This card is really, really strong. He's going to check top. So he's going to untap 2, which again means he has access to Vegeta Ready to Rumble, as long as that was a battle card. And I really like that little play there. So keeping track of your energy like that is pretty cool. So the fact that he doesn't have a battle card with counter means that he still has access to his Vegeta Ready to Rumble. Really trying to swing these 15Ks in. So I'm surprised Tegan's taking the damage. I think he has 5Ks in hand. And now this is a 20K as well. So this is even harder to combo out of. So I'm surprised he didn't combo out of the 15s and then take the damage maybe on the 20 instead. But it does depend on what he has in his hand right now. All right. Potentially he wasn't able to comfortably do it. So I think just thinking here on the combo, I'm assuming here Adam doesn't go for any further combo. Just leaving it at 20 is fine, I think. As I said, putting that pressure through, making Tekken use either 2 cards or a super combo is completely fine by him. And then, as I said, we have access to, as long as that was a battle card, Vegeta Ready to Rumble this next turn, which is quite nice. Because we have the Boo untap and we also have the Abuni untap. So we're going to go, it looks like leader effect. Adding, it looks like nothing. Placing back in deck. And then I would assume here we just go for our pass turn, right? There's not really too much need to, I guess, do anything else. And we've only got 1 energy, and I don't think it's worth tapping that 1 energy down if we do have access to anything. Now, the good thing here for Adam is that he can go for, as I said, Vegeta Ready to Rumble to protect everything, and then he also has Sparking 5 available too, so that he can use Sparking 5 to untap the 2 energy as well. So we are going to get our 3 energy, untapping Boo as well. It's quite nice of him. Tekken on 5 this turn, I believe, or 6 this turn, if he hasn't discharged. So probably can do quite a lot with 6 energy as well. And it looks like we've got a Beerus. We also have a dual attack Bardock in hand too, which is nice. More than likely though, we just charge our Beerus here. The hard thing is though, right, is that you have the threat of Boo, right? If Adam decides to still negate and then we do decide to swing through, the threat of Boo is scary enough of bottom decking something, right? Which kind of sucks. And then also the threat of having hell of a lot of attacks coming in to face next turn with only 1 life is very, very scary. So he could go for his draw H. Now, I don't think Tegan's charged just yet. So maybe he's not going for his charge, which is surprising. I think he is going to just go for the bottom deck on this card. So it only can't be KO'd when there's tokens on board. So the bottom deck is completely fine. So at least that gets rid of 1 threat on the board. Now, I don't know if he has anything else that cleans up cards, but that's kind of what he needs here, I would think. Unless he's going to go for the draw 8 and just plus some cards in hand. So it looks like we are going to go for the Kale. Playing a Caulifla for 1 energy. We're going to top 5. So maybe it looks like, or would appear, that Adam's probably steered away from so much of the mill route. Like Oceanus is still going to mill, so there's always still that threat of milling themselves out, right? There is that threat, but it looks like he's not going for the whole Freezer Chain and the 4-cost extra card anymore. He's just going for, I guess, blue valuable cards with the negates and everything to back them up to kind of protect them as much as possible, and I respect that. I think it's a really, really cool idea, and look, it's still doing great. This is the thing, as I think everyone thought Baby was going to be dead, but it's still doing great. Looks like we're going to hit the Oceanus rather than going for the Vegeta Ready to Rumble. So, okay, it's kind of nice. Again, Teken's deck is getting pretty low, so the question is if he swings in, he's getting to a pretty scary range for how many cards in deck, and it's probably worth counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gone now. I would say maybe there's like 8 to 12 cards left in deck, I would say, because we've already milled 8. And we drew 4 with our leader, and we've drawn quite a few cards for turn and also for the Goku Blacks as well. So we've drawn quite a lot of cards. Now, at this point, I think what we do is if Tegan's going to start comboing in, if he's going to decide to play something that's drawing more cards, you just let that happen. So we are just going to block. Let that die. Again, Boo, very, very protected right now. It probably would have been worth just to pass turn, I think, rather than starting to swing into this Unison, because it's just not worth it. We're just losing too much by losing cards in deck, because he's then going to have to mill another 4. And I would say he's very close to being able to deck out, right? So it looks like 9 cards left in deck if I counted correctly. So I was a little bit off before, but we were still getting very, very close to decking out. So that's pretty scary for him. And look, unfortunately, I dare say that with only one card left in life, quite a few cards in hand, but I think Adam should be able to close it out going into this next turn. I think it's kind of too scary for Tekin. Now, he does have, though, Bergamo, and he has as a Master in hand, so he can potentially tap down some cards, which I like as well. But I still just think he just needs one attack to go through to be able to close it out, right? More than likely, we just go for the draw here once we've charged off the Boo, get our value, and then we start playing our turn. Yeah, so drawing off Boo, more than likely just swinging in with Leader. Leader's not really going to be, I guess, interacted with too much. So if he does decide to just combo everything, which if I was Adam, I probably would have gone for, if I was thinking of closing out on this Leader swing here, probably just go for your draw 8s, draw 2 cards, and just get cards to. So it looks like we're just going to leave it at 15. So that's surprising to me. I thought Adam would have comboed up a little bit into it, try to force some damage through. And as I said, those draw 8s would have been good to draw a few cards. Now, we can tap down 2 energy. So we're going to tap down 2 energy, or we could tap down 2 battle cards, right? So it looks like we're going to tap down the energy rather than the battle cards, because there is always that potential you play a Boonie again. So we're swinging in with a 15. Swinging in with a 20. Tekin just forgetting to move that Zamasu super combo. So swinging in with a 20 here. Take it to 20. Take it to 25. So there we go, guys. I comboed out. So surprising, because Adam's got like 3 or 4 super combos in hand right now. And I think he probably could have closed out the game if that swing on the Leader, if it just went through, which I think it could have connected quite easily having that many cards in hand. I think it probably would have closed out the game just there, and he could have also just left the Aboonies or just comboed out all the Aboonies if he wished as well, and then had Boo there for a backup swing. And as I said, 2 energy for draw apes just to close out the game there, I think would have been pretty valuable. So I'm surprised he didn't go for the try to close out the game there on that swing. That did surprise me a lot. But we'll see what happens here. Now Tekin's got another chance, but I do believe that I can see an Oceanus in Adam's hand just here, which is absolutely horrible for Tekin, because he is getting so close to being decked out once again. As I said, there isn't too much left really in the deck, right? So if we just pay our 2 energy, hit another Oceanus, Tekin can't really attack too much, right? If he attacks once, that's really the only attack he's going to get. If he attacks with a battle card, more than likely we just block it or bottom deck it with Boo or something along those lines, or we can even block it with Boo. So there's a lot of options here that we can go for. So let's see what he decides to do. I think we're going for maybe draw 8. 2 energy's been tapped, the card's been taken out. Maybe going for draw apes, which is pretty risky. We're getting really, really close to the end here. Tekin obviously just having to think whether he wants to swing or not. I don't think it is worth it. I don't think it is, because we've got 2 blockers on board, a card that can bottom deck a battle card. More than likely it's not going to connect, and then it puts you really close to, I guess, game-ending range. So we are drawing 2. So I think we're getting scary close to the end here for Tekin, unfortunately. Looks like Adam's going to stall out for the deck out instead of going the aggressive route. But more than likely here, right, Adam just goes for the Leader swing. Okay, and then closes out the game there. Surely he'd close out the game just here. He just has to go for his draw 8, draw 2 cards, draw a card off Boo, swing in with leader. If that connects, we just combo literally everything in hand. Maybe not. Maybe we're just going for a Fu Shrouded because we just paid 6. Yep. So we've got Fu Shrouded. So that's a guarantee. That's a guarantee closer just there, right? A lot of Tekin's cards are now dead, and more than likely won't have enough to combo out of these attacks, especially knowing that Adam has 3 super combos in hand, right? Now, I think we probably still even just, he's just going to wear it down, I think it looks like. I was going to say, I probably would have just swung in with leader and just try to close it out here, but we can't use Bean, unfortunately. That would have been really nice. Can't use any negates, so those 2 cards are dead. Zamasu is still a 10k because 10k is written on the card. It has no other effect, though, which is very sad. Just comboing to 20. Swinging in a 15. Swinging in a 15 once again. Swinging in a 15 with the leader. Now, at this point, surely you just combo hand on that swing. Surely at this point, we just close it out where we can. I don't think Tekin's got too many cards left in hand, so we definitely can close it out. Swinging in with a 20k. So he's got 25. She does have Zamasu. So obviously, I assume this has been no negates. Adam's got a chance to combo here, right? So he can combo up. Drawing, unfortunately, 2 negates, but he does have access to, I believe, 2 more super combos here as well. So definitely going to be able to close out the game here on this turn. And I'm surprised, once again, very surprised he didn't do this last turn on the leader swing. I think he would have been able to kind of finish it off just with the 3 super combos. So it looks like we're going to Zamasu. He can't tap it anything down because there's no effects. So he doesn't get to tap anything down. He can't go for his arrival or anything like that, but he can pay energy to combo. So 25, 35, 45, which combos out. Yep, so that combos out. And then we swing in with a 30k into leader. Adam's still got quite a lot of cards in hand. Unfortunately, only 5k combo left. So Adam did do a little bit of the bleed there at the end, unfortunately. But I guess that shows what it does, is it just kind of amasses value over turns. The deck has changed quite a lot and has had to adapt a hell of a lot. And Adam's still committed to the calls, and I really respect it. Really trying to make the deck continue to work as well, which I think it does work very well. Oceanus is a great addition to the deck. It slows down most people's turns. Obviously, your Vegetas and your Gohan still slow down people's turns, and that's what you want. And you get a longer game, and then you Fu Shroud or you hit Android 17, turning the tide. And then you've also got your Hatch too. So a lot of protection. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please remember to subscribe. Hit that bell to stay notified, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.